and welcome to Talking with Famous People. This live stream is called Healthy Living for You and Me because it's all about living healthy, and most of all, it's all about not smoking because smoking is bad. So that's one of the things that we don't do on the Healthy Living live stream. And I want to ensure that other people also live healthy. So I'm going to encourage you also not to smoke on your live stream. After all, it is apparently against the terms of service. I mean, it might be covered in community standards, but I don't think it's actually discussed in the terms of service. Of course, somebody T.I. Polar probably won't do a very great job of distinguishing between intricacies like that. However, I could be wrong about it as well. So, regardless, we're here and we're doing something pretty important today. We are engaged in healthful and healthy living of the top notch health. We're not smoking, we're not drinking, we're not lying to the world about things that matter. Okay? These are some of the unhelpful things that we are not doing today here on Talking with Famous People. We are not smoking on the live stream. And that's important because that would be age inappropriate. And, nobody wants to be age inappropriate. Yes, Elaine, that's right. I have a quick boil tea kettle that I like to use to quickly boil some tea and have a nice warm beverage, especially here early in the morning. It's 3:27 in the a.m. where I am right now. And what could be more healthful than a quick heat boil cup of tea? Ah, it's always refreshing to drink a cup of tea. Now, it's also good to not just drink tea. It's good to drink coffee as well. And if I'm going to drink coffee, the sad, difficult, heart wrenching truth is I'm going to need to make a new pot of coffee. Because I know you say otherwise. The truth is, there ain't no mountain high enough to keep me from making more coffee. I just hope that making coffee on a live stream is sufficiently healthy for YouTube. You know, one of those average day-to-day things like making coffee that children can't possibly be allowed to see. So, this is somewhat done as an experiment to see how much potentially the stream attendance was impacted by being age restricted, because someone, I think it might have been Elaine on the last stream, was being very age inappropriate and very unhealthy by smoking. So we had to put a stop to that, obviously. You know. That's why it's nothing but healthy living for you and me from now on. Sure as sea biscuits, it's nothing but healthy living for me from this point forward. YouTube has taught me an important lesson about what it means to be a good role model. You know, like Marty. An exploitative liar. Laundry sink is a wonderful thing. Okay. Sorry for leaving you alone for such a long time. I hope you didn't get panicked. But I had to do some things that required both of my hands. I could not move the camera around with me while doing those things. But the good news is I'm done doing those things now. And that makes for a pretty special occasion by all. Oh, right, decaf coffee, of course, because around here we're all about the good health, the healthy living. And caffeine might, according to some studies, not be the most healthy thing for some people in some instances. So let's eliminate it entirely, you know? Where there is a risk, we must treat it as determinate in every instance. Okay, so I'm using, of course, filtered glacier water for maximum health with my coffee. And just as a good example for the young people, we're going to let that percolate, which is the most healthy form of coffee making, as a means of maximally invigorating our healthy bodies with healthfulness. Yeah, I'm having a healthy walk. We're walking around, having a healthy walk. It's also, what's my favorite is fruit. What's the healthiest fruit, Elaine? That's my favorite, obviously. What's the healthiest veggie? That's my favorite food of all. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to go spend some health time in the garage. Some studies show that thermoregulation variations, in other words, putting mild thermoregulatory stress on your body by changing temperatures from the warm inside, not all the way to the cold outside, which is quite cold outside right now, but it's to an intermediate space of cold, a lot colder than inside the house, but not as cold as outside the house. And to just stand there for a while and kind of soak it in. So I just sort of give you a view of the area where I'm standing here. This is called the garage. And it's a place that people can use as this intermediate thermal region. But, you know, I'm thinking that it might be just a tiny bit too cold. So I'm going to get a lighter to warm it up just a hair. Now, I have one of the lessons that is taught by this very extremely healthy live stream. is the difference between lying and making hilarious jokes. So I've got a lighter here to just get it just a little bit warmer to get the temperature that I'm looking for perfect for my body's health. Like I said, mild amounts of thermoregulatory stress in the body have been shown in some studies by some researchers, I think, to have some healthful benefits. So I'm practicing that now. You take a deep breath in periodically like that. Just breathe in, breathe out. And it's like they say in Hawaii, a pineapple a day keeps the doctor away. So I think at this point, you've gotten enough of a view of the area where I'm standing to help you to understand how important it is in healthful living, you know. Then while you're here, just breathe out your last breath of cold garage air and go inside the house. And it's important just for my personal regimen. I'm not recommending it for others or anything, but it's important for my personal regimen to repeat this process of what I like to call outsiding multiple times. Skincare says, please don't smoke this morning. Well, we're not smoking this morning, skincare. Absolutely not. What we are doing this morning is demonstrating and making real for me and for everyone the healthiest life we can live. That means no smoking. It means going to the bathroom very regularly. It means 3-mile run every morning. We're not going to include you on that because my Wi-Fi doesn't go that far, you know. Unfortunately, we're going to get plenty of sleep. We're going to limit our screen time. That's critical. This doesn't count as screen time for me, but it does for you. Because I'm not actually looking at the screen. I'm just talking into the air. So you guys limit your screen time. Skincare, I especially want you to limit your screen time by turning out this live stream right now. It's not healthy enough for you. Even now, even as it's in its maximally healthy form. Waffles are just pancakes with abs? Well, waffles are a little different than pancakes. Waffles are square. Okay. Pancakes are round. Neither of them, I should point out, is healthy. Anything that you like or is good is not healthy. So just nix that shit right out of your system. I saw an article today, not today, yesterday, or maybe the day before, that I just read the title of it, but it said, doctors are concerned about anti-masturbation fad. Basically saying what I've been saying for years, No fap is terrible because it's bad for your prostate health. Have I tried? I can't read what that says. Yo. Yo to you, yo to me, yo to someone else makes 3. All right. I don't know what that is, Ananova. So the answer is no, I guess. SCP Foundation. Oh, you're excited about healthy living. That's why you came. The title drew you in. You realized, hey, I love living healthfully. Sure, Ananova. I've tried a variety of derivatives and such. If you're talking about like, it's an edible that I used to eat. And it was called regular food. So one way to live healthily while not smoking on stream, Violet Ferraccio, is to play the guitar. That's a healthy thing to do. That'll bring good cheer into your heart and good habits. Good habits like having periodic cups of instant boiled tea with my instant tea boiler that I have over here. A refreshing cup of hot tea to drink can really liven up the morning in a healthful way. Just blowing it off a little bit because it's so hot still. Oh, yeah, that's good. That is delicious hot tea. So, anyway, I think it's fair to say that in the absence of being age restricted, I do have, well, at least in this instance, it's hard to generalize from it too much, but I definitely do have sort of a more steady thrum of people coming in and out, you know. YouTube's not dumb. Like, for this to continue, for me to continue getting age restricted on these non-monetized videos in which I'm just talking about stuff, somebody has to continue coming in and flagging it, right? That YouTube's not going to misinterpret someone's spite as indication of an actual problem. It's too smart for that. Hi, Shark Man. Would you say you're more shark or more man? Or is it exactly 50-50? Now, what part of you is shark? Is it the top half or the bottom half? Inquiring minds want to know. Or at least this inquiry in mind wants to know. The Inquirer. I'm sure that many of you, maybe some of you anyway, are not even familiar with the Inquirer, as it's fairly old and probably hasn't gotten a lot of play in media as a sort of vintage object. But anyway, no, I did not see the Putin interview with Tucker Carlson. Unpleasant enough just dealing with Marty Glenn. Hello, I'm from Russia and you're... I am from America. I'm from California. You don't really like your country? Well, it's appropriate to disapprove of your country's policies at the moment, for sure. Putin's a bad guy. Well, good for you, Carl. Good for you. What was I thinking about? I guess I was thinking in part about how not to think about depressing stuff like Putin and Marty Glenn for a moment or two. Sure, I will concede Marty Glenn is not as bad as Putin. You know, I'm assuming he's not even as bad as eBay. No, show media. I don't do such things on live streams. God from heaven says, I'm new here. What are we talking about? We're talking about healthy living for you and me, the importance of not smoking on live streams, and how it's good for you and me to live our healthiest life, full of fruits and vegetables and jogging and what else? Not smoking. Also, yoga. I've got a few yoga poses that I've made up myself. Oh, you eat healthy, but you smoke a lot of... That's not healthy. God from heaven. That's bad. Bad for your lungs. So I call this yoga pose. I've been working on these for a while now. this yoga pose looking over there. I call this one slouching. This is one of the more powerful ways to spiritually get in touch with your body. Is instead of just, doing things, name the way you're standing as per yoga, Like right now, I call this about to go somewhere. What do you think? I'm not 100% sure what type Marty Glenn is. My inclination is ESFP. There's a lot of things that seem consistent with an action type, etc. I don't know how to do the crow. That's not one that I learned from my yoga teacher, I would say no way he's an INFJ. It's just, he's so long-winded. There's such a lack of NI in its like more realized forms. True, there's undervaluing of SI in his, in other words, true, he's NI front stack, but there's no way he's an NI dom. He seems like he's NI front stack to me, but it's hard to tell, with SI, NI, if you get him 4-5, it's hard to tell. So that's also kind of consistent with ESFP. He's definitely exercising impact kind of mechanisms to affect the outcome he wants from the other person, regardless of whether it's in their interests. And even if it's predicated on them trusting him as a YouTuber for whatever reason. It's like that. That's not just YouTube, right? People attain varying degrees of authoritativeness with very little linkage to legitimacy. Do you think the coffee's done yet? I guarantee you it's still completely like water. Not even a little bit brown. Do a flip? That wouldn't be healthy, con man Carl. Okay? This is all about healthy living for you and me. Avoiding injury is an important part of healthy living. Flipping is a good way to injure oneself. Wish Dance World. Hi. I agree, show media has a very natural extrovert affect. I wouldn't put it beyond all reach of possibility that he's an ENFJ even, but I really think he's not. I think he's an ESFP. This is not a chopstick, by the way, whoever said that. This is a stab stick. It's got a poker at the end, see? It's a skewer stick. I use it to clean my healthful um, tea kettle that I have over there. So, yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, having read these emails, he's very manipulative, but he's only working like one kind of primitive angle of FE, you know? And so much else that he says, it seems so driven by FI, what he wants, what's important to him. But I haven't really watched enough of his content. It's difficult for me to watch. I absolutely loathe it. He seems very hostile towards women, you know? And that's generally quite distressing to me. Yeah, I kind of doubt it too, Oliver Linehan, but you know, obviously I've not typed the guy, but I can just assure you he's not an INFJ. He seems not like an ENFJ either in the amount of content he produces, right? Like the way he makes it, the whole writing on a clear board, miggity meowing shit. It's like, do you respect Myers Briggs at all? I've heard it has more research behind it, but I could easily be wrong. Um, I mean, more research behind it than what, right? Union cognitive functions, correctly explicated, provides a correct explanation for things that validates on a number of metrics, including empirics, but not not done in some sort of double blind sense, right? The thing is, like all good theories, the correct understanding of cognitive functions explains something in a way that's intuitively resonant and consistent with observations, but that remains unvalidated in full. Unfortunately, union cognitive functions um, is unlikely to ever get that kind of validation because it's such a swamp of misinformation, disinformation, etc. Myers and Briggs made a product that corporations can use to assess the compatibility of certain individuals they're considering hiring with certain kinds of jobs. Is they kind of co-opted union cognitive functions for that purpose. Um, is their tool good for that purpose? I don't know. It's not an explanation of anything, right? No, I've never heard of the specific royalty you named there. So, all right. To a large degree, this this He was a very wise man. Okay. I'm getting distracted. This dream was in large part to just establish that, okay, fine. I will change my ways in terms of what I make visible on the camera without changing my ways at all and see what happens, you know? And what has happened? Nothing. So, there you have it. We'll, I guess, have to go through that charade. You should change your ways to be more similar to the late King Bringleton. Well, in order to do that, you need to articulate the ways in which I am dissimilar from said personage. So far, I'm 2 for 2. He was very wise. I was very wise. And he led an army of simians. Well, I have to. Yeah, I do. I have. I'm not doing it right now. How do you think the United States won Vietnam? Yeah. Sure. I like it fine. Mahima Amesh. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. The reincarnation. When did he pass? Well, because I was born in 71. My days in Nam as a battalion leader, I was just 1 and 2 years old. So they had to issue me this. They had to issue me this as my army tool. Pew, pew, pew. No, it's just from a toy vending machine that you like put a quarter in and it drops shit out. Right. Well, sure though. You make a good point, Betso. Excellent point. So I guess before I wrap this up, and I'm not gonna keep streaming for a super long time here right now, but I just wanted to reclaim my unrestricted space with an implicit rather than explicit, since I'm not actually going to show it to you, an implicit middle finger to whomever it may have been that chose to flag my live stream for my unhealthy ways. All right, well, anyway, you recall as part of my healthful plan that I need to periodically do some mild thermoregulation stress. That is to say, I like to change temperatures. It's one of the healthiest things a person can do while I'm changing temperatures out here. And you may even see my breath because it is pretty cold out here. I'll tell you, it's possible you could see my breath. Anyway, while I'm changing temperatures, it's a little too cold. I'm going to just heat it up a little bit with this lighter here. Just heat up the air a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit warmer now over here and over there. Anyway. I can feel the health flowing in and out of me with each breath due to the colder temperatures that I'm experiencing out here. It is quite cold outside. It is snowy, even. Snowy, you say? I don't believe you are. Oh, it's snowy. A little later today, I'm going to have to go get more health tubes from the store. I'm a little worried about whether I'm going to be able to get the car out of the driveway. It's so snowy and covered in snows. Health tubes. I'm going to go breathe through a health tube. I'm going to express that phenomenon from now on. I'm going to breathe through my health tube, bringing health into my lungs. Look at the snow, everybody. So much snow, right? I know, right? I know. No, I know. It's a lot of snow. And it's like super cold outside. It's like a lot colder out here than it was in the garage. You got to watch out for extreme thermoregulation. It's too extreme. That's not going to be healthful. You want to keep your thermoregulation stresses right at the right level. Garage level. Well, I wonder if the coffee's done. I sure would appreciate it if it were. I could sure go for some coffee. How does one go for coffee? Well, one gets oneself a cup. Malediction. Yo, howdy. Before you go, can you do your best impression of a classic Brangleton war cry? Sure. Brangleton, Brangleton, Brangleton. I think that's the classic Brangleton war cry. Coffee. No, this is why believe me, this is actually health coffee substitute. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Grogak the Great. And you're not very great at prompting the reply from me you'd hoped, are you? I'd say poor. I guess it's kind of a pass-fail, right? So, fail? No offense, none taken. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, that's all. And other such absurd expressions. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, that's all. And that really says a lot. That's not coffee yet. That's still hot water that's slightly brown. Slow coffee, slow coffee. It's a coffee grave. Emily and Jeff Woodward says, my name is Jeffrey. Well, according to me, your name is Emily and Jeff Woodward. He's so sweet. I am so sweet. I am just as sweet as a cupcake. As sweet as a cupcake made out of sweetening batters. I'm also tired as a cupcake right now. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with how tired cupcakes are, but pretty tired is a fair enough answer. Damian Marbury got timed out. Ooh, busted. I wonder what he did. Pissed off the OL. That's all it takes. That's all you got to do. What are you trying to make me feel guilty? Radiator VR. I need to take out the trash. Rachel even pulled it out of the can and tied it up and put it beside the can for me, so I just have to take it out. Where is my cat? God of gods, hello. My cat, I don't know where my cat is at the moment. I have two cats actually. One of them is upstairs sleeping with Rachel, which she likes to do. Her name is Capio, the cat, not the Rachel. The Caleb squad says, you. Yes, I can say those words. Thanks, Goofy Goober. Goofy Gobber. Goober. I just got 99 cents from Goofy Goober. And that's great. This is not a channel where I solicit donations from people very well, never really. So when people are kind enough to offer me a super chat anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. And it shows to me that you believe in healthful living, just like me. And we're going to see right there what we're looking at. That's the TV. Why are we going to look at that? Well, because healthful living sometimes requires a person to live healthfully off camera. In this case, because I use a high temperature flame to heat my tea kettle back here for my healthful cup of tea that I'm going to have while I'm awaiting my coffee to be done. I don't want your corneas to get damaged, so. Borgron 37. Shout out. Now, in this instance, unfortunately, there was some residue, I guess, on the bottom of the kettle that maybe made a little bit of smoke. So be careful about that. Don't put your kettle down on grease or something, or you might have that phenomenon as well. You don't want that to happen. So anyway, again, this stream hopefully is illustrative not only of the importance of healthful living, but of the difference between something that's said or spoken in a tongue-in-cheek fashion versus something that is a lie, as per the deplorable ways of Marty Glenn. A Walmart bag is back. Well, you know, I must be doing something right if I'm getting repeat customers from the Walmart bag demographic, whatever that might be. I'm not sure if there is such a demographic, but Sophie Me says, dang, fire, 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 fire. Are you warning me that there's a fire somewhere? There's not. There's not a fire. I have a wonderful skincare routine. Every morning, I rub just a little bit of canola oil right here and right here. And that's why I have so few bags under my eyes. Also, as you can see, despite my advanced age of 52, I still have all my original hair. And that I've cut it into the shape of this hat. Pretty indistinguishable from a hat, but yeah, this is all my original hair. Again, worth noting the distinction between making a joke, saying something tongue-in-cheek, and lying. Alright, I guess that's good enough for my first cup of coffee. Well, it seems a little groundsy. There. Yeah, alright. Actually looks fine. Doesn't look that thin. Maybe a little bit light. But it's not that light. Alright, now, healthy tip number 49. In order to avoid the unhealthiness of actual dairy, use non-dairy coffee creamer. You're going to want to pour quite a bit of that in there to make sure you get your full allotment of health. Now, you're going to stir it up as per Bob Marley's instructions one time. Now, you have successfully heretofore avoided the health complications implicit with dairy by using the non-dairy creamer. But then, to make sure your coffee is adequately milky, you should additionally add some heavy cream. Best of both worlds that way. Because my guess is that the non-dairy creamer cancels out the cream, obviously. Kenley Cates, hello. Callie May Haro, hi. Love Annie, hi. Do you have? No, I don't have that. To the best of my knowledge, I do not have that. I don't know what it is. And presumably, if I had it, I would. Well, I will say that's absolutely delicious. I'm very impressed with my coffee making ability. Dog Day, hello. I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you. I'm shocked and saddened that I missed the opportunity to greet you. So, really, what I should do here, at least this much before I end this stream, is I should show you this great little table that I got at the yard sale for $15. And I think you, me, and everybody's knee, all of us will agree that this little table is great. It's a great little table that anyone would be happy to enjoy and have purchased for $15. Anybody would say, wow, I wish I got that table for $15. What a great little table. That's what you all are going to say. That's my prediction. And I believe my prediction will be borne out. When you see this little table, I think you, me, and everybody's knee, we all will agree that it's a great little table. So let's show it to you now. It's enough hype, enough build-up. I'm going to bring it over here and show you all of its amazing functionalities. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, here's the little table, and these lift up, and they just stay up, right? Lift up and they just stay up. And to put them down, you go the opposite direction you think you'd go. You push down on this. Let me just get it down. What a fantastically useful little table. It's also got that bar on the bottom to put things on, you know? And anyway, obviously, I've moved it over here by my chair in order to take advantage of its table-y goodness. You know? I can't believe the lack of instances of people saying, wow, what a great little table. You know, given that it's such a great little table, I can't believe I have another full hour to kill before the first cartoon comes out. Of course I'm excited about today's new episode of Sasaki and Peeps. But still an hour away. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to wrap this up and I'll watch some kind of. I wish I had a fucking anime backlog. I have watched everything that's good. I've gone through the full alphabetical listings of Crunchyroll so many times trying to pick things that I may either have been underrated and or that somehow I missed in one of the previous ones. Yeah, it's a great extendable table. So it's like it works like this from a chair perspective. There's the table. I can put this on it and this on it right here while still having all the rest of the table for things like, well, I usually leave this in the cup holder over here, which is a natural cup holder, but put these tissues there, my glasses, I put this, and my portable tea kettle, which I won't bother showing you, but that's a lot of stuff with an easy reach, and the table is just the right height so that I can still go like this. I mean, I could pull this closer, right? Like, yeah, over the thing. And my hand still fits underneath here, no problem. Now I've got just instant access to all of my things. it pleases me so much, you know. I can't help but be pleased by it. Thanks, Radiator VR. I love the fact that you still have a radiator in your virtual reality. Even though, obviously, even in a real reality, it's a very specific solution to a problem. It's not a particularly common solution to a problem. It's not a bad solution to a problem, but it's best. Depends what you mean by radiator, of course. I was thinking radiator like in a building, you know, that radiates heat out. But you might be thinking of it in terms of a car's radiator. Regardless, I guess it does the same thing. It radiates heat out, you know. It's so preppy in here. Well, yeah, it's super preppy in here because I went to Yale as an undergraduate, Princeton as a graduate student, then I went to Harvard postdoc, and then I got some boat shoes. None of those things are true, but if they were, that would make me super preppy. I tell you what's true is that I'm not really that preppy. I mean, I guess I'd rather be preppy than slovenly if I were asked what my druthers were in a vacuum, you know. But I failed to attain those standards of preppiness. I just failed to attain them. Okay, so this time, while I'm out here doing my thermoregulation, instead of looking at the ladders, I'm going to have you look at the other garage door. That's fun. regulate our way to good health. I believe it was Joan of Arc who once said, let's thermoregulate our way to good health. It is pretty chilly out here, so you may see my breath. If you do, don't worry, it's just condensation in my breath, you know. Anyway, as I believe I was mentioning, perhaps last time I was thermoregulating, I am out of health tubes. I'm currently just, looking at some used health tubes. Heating up the air a little bit, with the lighter. Oh, I've got some good news on the health front, I think. Yeah. It's not untrue. I believe I have a healthful bowel movement on the way. For those of you who don't know, poop retention is a bad idea. I know that's probably the next big fad out there, right? Like, oh, it's so great to retain your poop. But I'll tell you the truth, friends, it's not great to retain your poop. Retain your poop at your peril, because your poop's not meant to stay inside of you. It's meant to be set free like a wild bird. Really like a wild fish, because it goes into water, So I'm going to leave you outside the bathroom while I poop. But don't worry, friend. I'm right here. You're not alone. Just because you can't see me, I want you to use your understanding of object permanence to realize that I still exist. Okay. Now, we only want to use healthful scientific terms around here. So, what I'm doing formally right now is evacuating my bowels. We'll leave the matter of exactly what is being evacuated an open question. Is it refugees, survivors of some natural disaster? Who or what exactly comprises our evacuees here? An important and excellent question. And one that shall go unanswered. Except to say, of course, that whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm not on camera, is extremely helpful. Wow. How much better does a man feel after he's rescued all those evacuees. I'm going to refer to this from now on as rescuing evacuees. It seems like a healthful euphemism. Now I'm evacuating my bladder. Indeed, there's a steady stream of evacuees. It's now dwindling to a trickle. Right now, here comes a late arriving ensemblage of evacuees. Well, I used all the toilet paper. And I say, oh no, Eric, then is your butt truly wiped enough? Aha! There's another roll right here. Thanks to Rachel's foresight, I think, in this instance. I've not been super on top of my chores lately. Well, you know, what do I look like? Charlie Chorenstein? No. I don't look like that. And even if I did, that wouldn't mean that I was Charlie Chorenstein. All right, I'm done pooping. Oops, I'm sorry. Rescuing the evacuees. And now, in the interest of good health, I'm going to pretend to wash my hands. The truth is, I actually did wash my hands, so I wasn't just pretending. You want me to share with you the grammar book I mentioned? Sure. It's called The Orderly World of Grammar. It's a bit of an R-intensive title. I will find it for you, and I will share it with my sharing finger. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like it if I were to share. Oh yeah. Share it good and hard. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll copy that link. Oh my God. Are we really doing this? Yeah. Let's share it now. Oh yeah. That's good share. So I hope you enjoyed that sharing of a grammar book. If any of you wish to learn grammar effectively, I would try using my grammar book to teach yourself grammar. Should be pretty straightforward. According to the television, the bottom here, according to the Microsoft weather thing at the bottom of the computer, it is currently 15 degrees outside. That's pretty chilly. I'm so polite. Thank you. I try to be polite, Caroline. Um, you know, I was speaking more about your case earlier, and it's appalling, you know. I know you want me to condemn you, but it's very easy to see what happened there. Anywho, am I polite? I'm not necessarily polite. I try to be more polite these days than I used to be. Generally try to practice good FE kind of um, discourse, stuff that's more inclusive, more reasonable, less reactive, less demagoguery ish. Some things I have strong opinions about, obviously. And regarding those matters, I can be quite, you know, robust in my discursive offense. you know, I've got a good repertoire of attack language that I can use, but I've got metacognition that helps me to understand the power of various approaches to language, and I have some grasp of responsibility in its usage. Dogs, long known as a man's best friend, have been supplanted by human beings in that capacity. It turns out that the best friend a human can have is another human being. Dogs are cool though. I get the expression, really. I had this wonderful dog named Lacey who I loved so much. And she was glued to me all the time. Unlike Trouble, who tends to be glued to me all the time with love, of course, on cue, he's not here. Uh, it didn't bother me with Lacey. What types do you think are doing stuff like semen retention? I mean, I think it's a fourth slot NI thing, probably. Uh, could be, could be polar NI, maybe. But that's SI tool. I don't think that makes much sense. Maybe eighth slot NI. ISTJs, maybe. I don't know, man. Gullible people looking for easy solutions to metaphysical problems through physicalities, right? As above, so below refers to heaven and earth, not to hell. I mean, clearly, plenty of people are buying into it because I saw an article the other day about how doctors are concerned with this stupid fad. It's not good for your prostate to retain your semen. That's why I use two things to get rid of mine: my penis and my wife, in conjunction with each other. It evacuates my swollen semenicular globs. Play Fortnite. No, thank you. Why are you a grandpa? I'm not a grandpa. To be a grandpa, I need to have a grandchild. I instead have a child. She's 25 years old. Well, there's no point in retaining it, right? You really got 5 things that you gotta go. You gotta go pee, you gotta go poo, you gotta go number 3, you gotta go snot out of your nose, and you gotta go tears out of your eyes. Those are all the 5 things you gotta go periodically. Hi, Grandpa, why don't you twerk? I mean, I'm not sure I could. I'm not sure I could answer that question with a single determinate factor, right? There are so very many reasons why I don't twerk. Bravo, Caroline Johnson. You earned a wonder point for that hilarious joke. Caroline Johnson says, I tried retaining semen a few times, got 3 kids out of the deal. Fantastic. So you're probably not familiar with Wonder Points, Caroline Johnson. But Wonder Points are awarded occasionally, periodically, not that frequently, to people who say something in the chat worthy of a Wonder Point. And that most certainly was. Now, once you've gathered 1,000 Wonder Points, you can convert it into a Super Wonder Point. Okay, keep that in mind. And there may be local retailers who, if you go in and tell them about your Wonder Points, they may provide you with a discount or free food. It's possible. Anyhow, that's just so you know about the important world of Wonder Points. Some of us don't believe in lords or kings. So, what do you think King Charles is, Boba Fett? Regular Charles? I don't think so, right? If King Charles were regular Charles, they would call him just Charles. Think about it. If there are no lords, then what exactly is a leaping in that one Christmas song? Okay, well, I once again draw your attention to the fact that he's not known as regular Charles. And there's a reason for that. It's because he was born the son of Queen Elizabeth. So that makes him king once she dies. That's how it works, Ofet. You need to learn more about monarchy. Hey man, just finished high school. Any guidance for me? Um, well, I'll give you the same advice I have given when asked this question before. Avoid making big mistakes. Avoid making life determining decisions that aren't linked to some kind of productive goal. I'm not saying you should make life determining decisions that are linked to some kind of goal necessarily, but definitely don't make life determining decisions that aren't. It takes a while to gain adequate perspective to know how you're going to feel down the road about certain things you might choose to do now. You graduated from like an arts high school? Hi, yes, me. Great job. Well, Aaron says, I need a new life. Great job. What kind of life would you like? I am fine, yes, me. Thank you for asking. And how are you? I reciprocated your question. Uh, education's different in Asia. I see. Yeah, the arts are always a poor way to go if you're looking for financial outcomes from your education. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they preclude you from getting good financial outcomes unrelated to your education. Why do you cried yesterday? Did I cry yesterday? I don't remember any specific instance of me crying yesterday, but I don't doubt that I did. Probably it was from watching some kind of anime. I need a life that's not miserable, just need one that's happy. He saw Putin and shed a tear. Yeah, I don't think Putin would have made me cry, but I would. It's the sort of thing I'd avoid watching because it would make me mad, you know. As I told you yesterday that I was crying. Well, may very well have been the case. I cried pretty much every day, but usually for insignificant reasons. So I don't know what crying you're talking about. It's not anything that I remember anyway. Take your word for it. Uh, how am I feeling? I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking. I wish you the best. You cried yesterday, that broke your heart. Well, you got no reason to have your heart broken because, as far as I can tell, I did not cry yesterday. And if I did, it wasn't about anything significant, you know? So, if you want to ignore what I'm telling you, then you can continue on your thinly veiled bullshit. Hello, I'm a big fan. Can I have a shout out? I'm not lying to you at all. Can you, for example, I don't know, timestamp the instance when I told you about me crying? Or anything of the sort? Okay. Your thinly veiled attack is very much weak sauce. Lorelei Vera, I am fine, wonderful even, feeling super good. Mostly because I am so into my new healthy living that I have embraced. And I think, it's obvious to anybody who looks at me that, wow, that's really doing the job. It's really changing me from a wonderful, realized, but less healthy version of myself into an even more wonderfully realized and more healthy version of myself. It's amazing. Thank you for loving my videos, Anna. I like some of them myself. They're fine. Some of them are fine. Some of them are crappy. Like anybody else, I'm hit and miss. The goatee man says hi, hi, hi. I say hi and reply to you. Hi, goatee man. Currently, what I'm doing is showing you the screen so you can get a sense of what it is that I'm looking at when you're looking at me. I want to make sure you have every possible perspective. And also, while you guys are looking over there, I'm just going to whip up a quick creme brulee here in the background. Oh, you could really hear the caramel bubbling on that creme brulee. I may have burnt it a little bit. It's possible you might see a little bit of the smoke from the creme brulee. Boy, I was so eager to eat that creme brulee, I swallowed some down the wrong tube, I guess. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up like crap up. But before I do that, I'm going to play a song or two on the Guitar Rillo, which is by Anna Maya Zoitz's. I'm going to start with Satchel Helpful Goods. I'm planning on going and playing on Tuesday, Every life lived reaches a time when the road splits in two. There are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches a time when the road comes to an end. When I'm there, will there be anybody else around? Or will I travel all alone? That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel. Now nothing but bones. Yeah, that satchel filled up with home. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. A satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. I'm playing singing quietly because Rachel's still asleep, you know. I still cry when Forrest and Jenny hug in the pond and Cialis commercials. That's good stuff. Oh, well, he's Pucker Tart, Lemon Squeeze, the friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend, so it will be a while till he sees you again. He's Pucker Tart, Lemon Squeeze, he's a friend to you and me. He's international delight, favorite go-to right-hand guy. He's international like him and also busy like his friend the beaver bee. Busiest creature, busy as a bee and busy as a beaver, and so much busier than Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze. Well, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba doo ba da ba ba doo da. Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba doo ba day. Yes, he's Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba doo ba da ba ba doo da. Pucker Tart Lemon Squeeze, shabba doo ba day. And if you go to visit him for starts, remember to bring something sour or tart. He's not a fan of sugary treats, that's why he's pucker tart and that's pucker sweet. Well, he's Pucker Tart, Lemon Squeeze, friendliest guy that you will see. Yes, he wants to be your friend, but he comes from around the bend, so it will be a while till he sees you again. Pucker Tart. It's hard to sing and play quietly and still do a good job. But I also messed up that part because I didn't remember it. And if you go to visit him for starts, remember to bring something sour or tart. He's not a fan of sugary treats, that's why he's Pucker Tart and not pucker sweet. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay, well, I think I'll play one more song this morning. Something easy and comfortable to play, like Matter of Mood. When I was younger, it seemed that everything gleamed. I don't know what happened to me, but I've lost that sense of urgency, and I don't think that I'll ever see it again. If you follow my lead, you'll discover I'm loster than you. And you'll wanna know the way to get back out to wherever it was you thought you knew. And tomorrow will be just like today. I'll be lost then too. It's a matter of mood as much as a matter of will. And the things I do and the direction I point to still seem a part of me, though departedly. And I wonder if I'll ever see them again. Bum-ba-dee-da-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo. Boop-a-dee-dee-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-dee-da-da-da. Well, that was pleasant. That was pleasant like pheasant on a Christmas day. And it was another easy song to play. El Nino, my ass. You call those storms? Where is the rain? Those drizzles don't count. I drizzle more when I pee in the sink, which is just the right height to catch all of the undesired splatter. When I'm done, I'll go outside and climb a ladder. I will go upstairs and take me a bucket and pour water inside. And I'll say, hey, Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom. Hey, Mr. Cloud, won't you drop it from the bottom? Mr. Cloud, drop it from the bottom on me. That's nice and easy. Like Sunday morning purportedly is. Is Sunday morning really that easy? It doesn't seem any harder or easier than any other morning of the week to me. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles. And today we run out of time. So Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I've got something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who stay awake all night. And mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to stop your will to find. But whether I'm supposed to be here or just be soon forgotten, noise is sort of based on what I see here and also on what I avoid. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say, something to say. And what is that thing that you have to say, Eric? It's thanks so much for listening to my song. Thanks, Rosie Jane Studio. I appreciate it. Thanks, Emily. Very kind of you. I've got one more song here to go. I need a drink of something. My mouth is all dry. Dry like the Sahara Desert. I just had a sip of Rachel's gross old drink. She should market that. It's just whatever drink she leaves out, partially drank. How great is this little chair? It's perfect for this kind of stuff. That's what it's for. It's a musician's chair. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot. To get the margarine tater tots. He's got a good idea for a name changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work left rough. He'd get back to it eventually. But his visions piled up and his plans would interrupt all the work that started off so hopefully. And now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing factless to listless. So how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the why or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. But Gerald still knew there's too much to do, and he'd dropped time in the underview. Too much to rebut, so where now and what? Too much time spent nitpicking this cue with you. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get the margarine's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business, thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald has a thought. Ronnie Mushiwo Kufa says WTF. I says WTF. WTF. Meow. Smokey MCC. I don't know. I was playing songs, so I wasn't really looking at the chat that much, you know. Let me see what they say. You're laughing till you cry 6 times in a row. Joey C says, yeah, hello. White Bowser? I don't know who he is. London says, I want to sign you on my record label, UNK. Well, thank you for all of the kind words, and regarding the other thing, I don't know what that's all about. All right, I will pull up a doc and got a couple more songs I could do for sure if people want me to. It's very flattering that people say nice things about it and want me to play or whatever. Is fantastic. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable, really. Amelia, go from that place. Take unto you the details of your case. Amelia, when you rise up above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove. What will they say when they look at you then, moving sideways in the space you're in, and staring sidelong with your thirsty grin? Amelia, can't you see that you and I will never be? Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave out in the rain. Amelia, Amelia, we're watching you fail for sure, no matter what we do. Amelia, when you rise up above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then, moving sidelong in the space you're in, and staring sideways with your thirsty grin? Amelia, can't you see, you and I will never be? Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave out in the, too much opportunity to leave out in the, too much much opportunity to leave out in the media. Oh, that was called Amelia. I can't see anybody's chats at the moment because I'm looking up here at the screen. I don't have my glasses. I can't see it on the phone. And you get email. All right, well, let's try this one. You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. You're picturing community free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo while you're picking red delicious, knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land with an agave weatherman. Sorry, I got a meow in my throat that's fucking me up here. Let me get a drink of liquid. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection in every corporate act. Asserting, this is a freaking, fuck you, song. Fuck you for not fitting on the page. Making me scroll down. I'm just gonna skip you entirely. Sorry. You failed to be adequately page size. And I failed to know the song well enough to play it. So I think what I'll play next is I'll play 100,000 million years ago next. Okay. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody yet to show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue. Tears dashing through. Holy slabs come to view. Unchangingly true. Eternally new. But when the slope appears in charge today, options at large show other ways. Take a chance now, once quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork, it's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force. Enemy ground, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody yet to show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. they will start to grow. More years ensue, tears gnashing through, holy slabs come to view. Unchangingly true, eternally new. But when the slip appears in charge today, options at large show other ways. Take a chance now, once quick to check, but don't get caught standing on that. The slope presents a fork, it's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north, now there's a fitter force, enemy ground, enemy ground. That was good. I played that well. I'm pleased with my performance there. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times. Always clean yourself, making sure you got clean lines. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, such a fabulous offering. And now it's wonderful kitty petting time again. Just let me pet you, don't walk away. It's petting time, and wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times. Always clean yourself, making sure you got clean lines. But your wonderful kitty is a fabulousness I've never encountered before. And I know that I want to pet my kitty some more. Just let me pet you, don't walk away. It's petting time, hooray! It's called Wonderful, Wonderful Kitty. And it's about one of my two kitties, the wonderful one, not the one named Trouble, who is full of trouble. The troublesome, troublesome kitty is what that song would be called or about him. No good. No good comes from skating on with them whom you'd mistaken for the one. Habituated defense and indecency self-inflicts eventually once your search is done. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed something awfully blunt. My words were as wrong as they were dumb, and I burned my share of shame. It's each of our wrong failings, not us doing the nailing to the wall. We fear so the others sailing off to reset their life and all. You can trust me and I can trust you, though neither trust ourselves much true. The love lies deep between you and me, at least about that we can both agree. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight, each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed something awfully blunt. My words were as wrong as they were dumb, and I burned my share of shame. Yes, my share of shame. This much. That's how much shame there was for me to incur. Let's play this song in 3. It's good to have a song in 3 to mix it up, you know. If Jesus was people but absent of sin, it then had struggled with regular men. And women, of course, when they too were present, disciples all warily eyeing the lesson. If people were Jesus, they'd know as they think, and everyone's work would be true. And feelings once spoken would sit where they sink, and we'd all know just what to do. But people aren't Jesus once they're betrayed. Easy believing forever is lost. Maybe naivete is not to be saved, but the wise pay a terrible cost. The one you thought you knew acts like you never have met. The life you made for two has faded into regret. There's no one unshaken, we all have been shook. But being forsaken don't mean you're forsook. Though in the past we've been hung out to dry, we'll find 'em at last if we're willing to try. People aren't Jesus once they're betrayed. Easy believing forever is lost. Maybe naivete is not to be saved, but the wise pay a terrible cost. Yeah, baby, naivete is not to be saved, but the wise pay a terrible cost. Okay, I just gotta stop playing that song until I transpose it in up or down a step or two or something. It's just exactly in the wrong spot for me. Enough comedy jokes, as they say in the comedy business, and enough songs, as they say in the music business. Wow, look at that. There are 19 people here. I wonder how many people have chosen to stay here throughout these songs, or just yeah, I mean, you know, my guitar may have been slightly out of tune. I didn't tune it this morning, and I probably should have fixed that, but you know, I felt like playing the guitar, not like tuning it. Thanks, he says nice guitar. I appreciate it. I got it at the local music store for a very affordable price, actually. Do Many Men by 50 Cent. I do not know how to do that one. I don't play a lot of covers in general. I probably could figure out Seven Nation Army, but I don't know. Not sure that would. Well, anyway, in response to whatever anybody had to say about or think about the songs I played, uh, I would simply say that it's time for me to try to record again something I've I've not for long enough now. I have a bass now, so that would allow me to get a better bottom end on things. I should record something. But I'm not as good at producing music, I think, in general, as I am at playing my songs like that. You know, I'm just not very good at it. It's a totally different kind of art form, you know. You're opposed to grizzlies marrying buffalo? Does that make you anti-Yosemite? Well, no, because in fact there are neither buffalo nor grizzlies in Yosemite. Yosemite has regular bears, also known as the King Charleses of bears, and it does not have any buffaloes. Where have all the buffalo gone? Well, obviously they went to Buffalo. It's in New York. The Bills play there. The Bills won't be playing this Sunday, as the Super Bowl promises a matchup between the 49ers of Santa Clara, really, not San Francisco, and the Chiefs of Kansas City, who, for reasons not entirely clear, were allowed to keep their Indian name. Whereas the Cleveland Indians, for example, were not allowed to keep their Indian name. The Florida Seminoles, fine. Washington Redskins, not okay. So, you know, it's a complicated equation of a lot of different things, a lot of competing interests. I don't care either way, really. But I don't think it's bad that people respect other people's desire to not have their sports teams named after them. I also don't think it's anything worth caring about, but you know, that's me and my perspective on things. Maybe if I were especially sunburned one day, I would find Redskins more objectionable. Hey, don't assume ferocity on the basis of my skin color. Would be a perfectly reasonable response, I suppose. Because it's not like the Washington football team was trying to say the quality we aspire to emulate, taken from the Native Americans, we aspire to emulate, is the redness of our skin, right? There's some other quality that we're trying to emulate. Where's my jacket? What could I possibly have done with it, you know? There's only so many places I could put it. Hi, I subbed. I will sub. Hello. Thank you for subbing. And I look cool because I am cool. And how cool one is expresses on a 1-to-1 ratio with how cool one looks. However, apparently there's very weak linkage between being cool, looking cool, and finding one's jacket. Because I am... There you are, you little hidey pants. It was hiding behind the door here. I thought I already checked back there. Which makes me say Geese Louise. Which is my version of Geese Louise. I like to mix it up a little bit. Geese Louise is so, 2023. But I'm a 2024 and forward-looking guy. I don't believe in 2023. I deny that it even ever happened. But because I believe in healthy living and healthy ways, I'm going to healthify with a health tube outside in my health chamber. Remember, good health begins at home. Okay? While I'm experiencing good health, I'm going to let you look at this. Here's something to look at. How fun. It's a little wilderness car. Oh my gosh. Doesn't it look fun? Bob, can we rent one of those? We should go. Let's just cut loose. Let's just have an adventure. We're going to get one of those little wilderness cars and we're going to drive out into the wilderness. Let's do it. Carol, I don't know about that. Carol Merrill Barrel. That's this woman's name. It's Carol Merrill Barrel. You can call me that. You can call me CMB for Carol Merrill Barrel. But regardless, I want to go in this little wilderness car so bad. Let's go. Well, I mean, do you even have any place to drive in mind, honey? Listen, what I've got in mind is an adventure into the wilderness and not walking at all. That's why I say let's get this little wilderness car, let's rent it for the day, and we're going to drive out onto the roads. It's going to be wonderful. We'll bring a picnic lunch. Just you and me, a picnic lunch, and wildlife and wilderness. You know what? I, Joe Schmerl, agree to your plan, Carol Merrill Barrel. And I also have something to ask you. Will you become my wife and become Carol Merrill Barrel Schmerl? This is Carol Merrill Barrel Schmerl. Hyphenated, obviously, Barrel and Schmerl. OBS, as they say. So anyway, I'm done with my healthification processes, which I attained via health tubes. I'm out of full brand new health tubes, but I do have health tubes with some health tubification left in them. So this time, as I healthify in the health tubes, I'm going to let you take a gander at something pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, I mean. What is it? That's right. It's a generator. It generates any number of things. Electricity is one thing that it generates, sure. But it generates excitement. It generates buzz. you know? It generates a sense of awe in its observers. It generates a tendency in people to put their fingers in their ears because it's so fucking loud. All those things are generated by this generator. If it only generated health tubes, I wouldn't need to go to the store. I think that looked gimmicky. This generator, it's a DeWalt generator. But it is gimmicky because guess what? It's just DeWalt branding over a Generac generator. I didn't know that when I got it. But when I learned it, it made me say, I'm not buying any more DeWalt tools ever again. And I haven't bought one since. It's true story. I tell you what's incredibly kick-ass. If you want to know something, it's like the most kick-ass tool I have, really. The most spectacular tool I have is this Craftsman shop vac. It's got like the biggest amperage to capacity ratio. So it's not the biggest capacity, but it sucks. It sucks so hard you wouldn't believe it. It would suck the face off of a head. Just would suck it right off. Not that I've tried it, but and I already have a really great vacuum in my whole house vacuum, which is a vacuum where you just plug a tube into the walls and it vacuums it all where? Out here into this VacuFlow brand full house vacuum cleaner. It's called built-in central vacuum systems. So it is the built-in central vacuum. So like when I go to vacuum, I don't have to come out here and do anything with that at all. I just get my tube, which I keep in the closet over here. I've got a couple of different size length tubes. And then I just say, okay, I want to vacuum this part of the house. I'll open this and I just plug the tube into this hole and it vacuums everything out there to the garage. And there are holes in places everywhere that there needs to be a hole. There's a hole such that with the tube length, I can reach every spot with the vacuum in the house. There's holes upstairs too. So that's pretty cool. And, you know, I liked the idea of it a lot when we got this house. I wouldn't say it was a deciding factor in choosing this place or anything, but I've come to appreciate it more and more the longer I've been here. This house is just designed to be really efficient. Another thing is there's a very small amount of like extraneous surface space. So there's not good places to display shit or whatever. There are no built-ins, which are like basically closets with shelves in them that aren't closets, that don't have doors on them, which are just clutter magnets. Instead, we have an excellent pantry closet, a vacuuming closet for all the various vacuum accessories, and a tech closet with all this house is like fully wired such that you can Ethernet from a central place there. There's color-coded Ethernet jacks so you can like plug in Ethernet to the blue here and then plug into the blue up there, and you're hardwired. It's crazy. I haven't taken advantage of it at all, but it's really impressive the way they put this house together. I obviously had nothing to do with this designer. It would not have been nearly this intelligently designed at all. It would be a bunch of random shit stuck on top of each other. James, let me give you a shout out. I shout, James. But I stayed shouted because Rachel's sleeping and I don't want to bother her. So I'm trying to be relatively quiet, even though I played songs, which is not a quiet thing to do. You know what I what amazes me is that during the times when I'm playing songs, it doesn't seem like the number of people goes down. It may even sustain its number a little bit better. I find that insane, you know, because who wants to listen to a guy play the guitar? You know, as a general rule. As a general rule, it's just not good content, right? But you know, I'm trying when I'm these days when I know now that I know like random people more come in here because of the possibility of at least briefly being on the short stream or whatever. Uh, that makes me much more inclined to try hard when I'm playing songs because I'm thinking, well, you never know who might hear it and like it or whatever. I wish that some like actually good producer would say, I want to produce you, but I'm not sure how I would. Well, I don't know what that is all about, Demetrius Stewart, but no, thank you. Well, I hit him. Yeah, it was maybe slightly borderline, but bad enough that yeah. Princeton says, "Do I love the Lord Jesus? I try to." But I'm better at being God fearing than I am at God loving, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, to, at a certain point, you have to figure some kind of trend beyond just one person with millions of accounts, right? Although plenty of people have kind of grandfathered in long term, grandfathered in like old sock puppet accounts, you know. God is the key to a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that God is key to a healthy lifestyle. Is it because he encourages me to go jogging? You can't know for sure. He's intuiting that. Auntie, you're such a shouty. Well, I am quite the shouty. I'll agree with you there. Sometimes known as pretty seamstress. I'm the person who's responsible for sewing the inside of this jacket pocket. Sometimes known as every man's inner cheerleader. I have a lot of womanly vibe to me. You know, I'm sensitive, I'm tender, I'm caring. I menstruate once a month, whether I want to or not, you know. And I do even one better. I'm woman straight as well, just to make sure it's very clear. And what, Eric? You're no woman. You're just a horrible selfish old man. Thanks, Tiffany. Well, you should probably listen to Tiffany. She's usually right about things. What do you think the ideal profession is for a man? I don't think there's a single ideal profession for a man, right? You might say that like certain professions are more suitable for certain types than for others. My profession as a professional debate coach was certainly very well suited for my typological indications, but it doesn't mean that I chose it for those reasons. It just sort of fell in my lap, you know. However, that suitability of that job to me is not relevantly informed by my gender at all. Okay, so now we're going to look outside as we try a more intensive form of thermoregulation stress. Remember, the idea here is to induce in your body some mild stress in the area of thermoregulation. Not too cold, not too hot, and just soak it in outside. You might see my breath here while we're doing this, while we're soaking it in this healthful exercise, because it is pretty chilly out, okay? Be right back. Okay, so we're just going to do some breathing exercises. We're going to breathe in and out. Breathe in and out the cold, healthful mountain air. You can see my breath. It is cold out. But what could be more healthy than this? Gosh, I don't know. Jogging with vegetables in my mouth? You can definitely see my breath. My breath. I don't even need any health tubes for you to see my breath this morning. House tubes are a breath visualization assistance product to help others to visualize your breath. Who wants to be the scariest scare monster in all the land? Not me. If you're talking about Sasquatch, well, I mean, Obs, he's Obs the scariest. It's either him or Skinwalker or Chupacabra. So, okay, healthful thermoregulatory mild stress induced by going outside in the cold. It really is going to invigorate my blood. Next up, healthful yoga poses. Pause. Yoga pose is a pause. That's why I use that term. To help draw your attention to that fact. It's a pause in our daily routine. It's a change. It's an opportunity to live again for the first time like you've never lived before. All right. Sometimes when we're doing our yoga poses, it's helpful to have a cat in the picture. Yes, I see you. I know you. Of course, as always, he's entirely uncooperative. He would sit there for hours, but as soon as I want to film him, and then right on cue, he gets cooperative, just to prove how uncooperative he is. All right, let's do some yoga poses. This one's called, oh, I dropped my lighter. Just hold it and breathe. This one's called, is there something on my shoe? Is there? Is there something on my shoe? Trouble, stop it. You be nice to your sister. Was there something on my shoe? Namaste. Namaste, namaste, namaste. All right. Well, I finally waited long enough. And what I'm going to do now is end this stream and I'm going to begin watching my morning's worth of cartoons. I'll probably take a little nap after that. And then, muster up the chutzpah / gumption / ganas to meet the new day and the couple of important chores that I have to do. Not least of which is to go get more health tubes from the store, from the bootjack market. All right. Goodbye, good night, and good luck. I'll talk to you later.